Hi everyone, and welcome to my 11th episode of HipHipBarbaknitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. You can find me on Ravelry as HipHipBarbaknit and on Instagram as Barbaknit. My cat is somewhere behind me, so she might join us if she's up for it. We also got a new kitten, which is amazing, and he's really cute. His name is Baldur. He's white and orange, and he's amazing, and we're super happy. So yeah, I'm gonna jump right in, and I don't have a lot of finished objects, but I did. Those of you who follow me on Instagram might have seen my live feed of when I steeked a baby cardigan. I've shown you this cardigan before, but I haven't steeked it. And I decided this week to steek the sweater because my daughter's baby brother on her father's side was born last week, so I need to gift him the sweater or the cardigan. So here it is, all steeked, and the buttons are in, and I love it. Look how tiny it is. It's so tiny, it's so cute. But yeah, when I steek a sweater, I finished the knitting. There's a lot of noise outside. Some people in the neighboring houses are mowing their lawns because it's not raining today, so I'm sorry about that noise. But yeah, when I finish a sweater that needs to be steeked, when I'm knitting it, I make 2 or 3, at least 2 purl bumps, purl stitches here in between the pattern, in the center of the front, and then I finish the knitting. I wash the item and block it, and after that's done, I take out my sewing machine and I make, oh, that was my cat jumping. Okay, I take out my sewing machine and I sew 2 straight stitches into each of the purl bumps, and then I cut, and I put a video of it that was live for like 24 hours or something, and then I did a crochet edging here to hide the seaming. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's really cute, and I can't wait to give it to my daughter's baby brother. I still haven't seen him. I've seen a lot of photos, and we got to talk to them on FaceTime just like an hour after he was born or something, and he's really cute, and my daughter is super excited to be a big sister again for the 3rd time. Her father and his wife have 3 other children. So yeah, that's it. I did finish one of the socks from the yarn that me and my daughter dyed together. Here is the yarn, and I've started my 2nd sock. I don't have very much done of it, but here is the yarn, and here is the finished sock. I did my first Fish Lips Kiss heel on this. I had never done that before, and this is my first try, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I need a little bit more practice, but I've always done a heel flap on a gusset, but I wanted to try out something new and learn new ways to do a heel. So I had heard great things about the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I encourage all of you to try it out if you haven't done so already, because the pattern is only $1 on Ravelry, and you get like, I think it's like 16 or 18 pages of it's not just a pattern, it's sock and feet philosophy or something. It's amazing. So you should definitely, even if you're not going to do it, you should definitely buy the pattern for $1. And my go-to bag for the socks that I'm working on is the custom-made project bag that my friend Etta made for me, because I love it. It's the best. And it's perfect for socks. So yeah. I also finished all the ankles. I think I talked about that a few episodes back. Steven took it with him to Amsterdam when he left. So I don't have it here, but I will insert a few photos of it. And the pattern came out 2 weeks ago or something, or a week and a half ago. It was a part of his yarn along last year, so now it can be bought on Rav, and anybody can do it, and you can pick your own yarns or whatever you want to do. I did the larger size. I used HipHipBarbaknitStories in their single space, and I used like 1.5 skein of each color. It took 2 colors, but you can definitely use more colors if you want to. 2 is the minimum. I kind of want to do a scrappy one with all the colors, and like the big portion in some kind of a fade, and a lot of color pops. And yeah, I have a lot of ideas of another All the Ankles shawl that I want to do when I have time. And then most of my knitting time has been occupied with a test knit that I've been doing for Steven that I actually finished last night, but I can't show it to you. Not yet. I am gonna record a little segment about it that I will publish in a few weeks when the pattern is out, so then I can talk about it and show it to you. But I'm gonna move on to my whips. Let's start with the smallest one. Well, smallest at the moment. It's not gonna be small when I finish. My Cozy Memories blanket. I had a knit night, and I didn't have like a whip that I could bring because I was doing test knitting and I can't really show it off to anybody. So I took my Cozy Memories blanket along, and this is what it looks like now. And I finished this square here, and then I'm working on this one. And I still remember every single project that these scraps were used in. And that's what I love about this project. It brings back a lot of memories. Like this was from my Speckle and Pop test knit that I did for Steven. My cat is coming back. I hope she doesn't throw the camera. Emma! Emma! Ætlar þú niður? Okay. Yeah, this was from my the Speckle and Pop test knit that I did for Steven last year. And this is, sorry, this is from a shawl that I did for my mom. So yeah, I like having this project around. It's really easy. I usually have it in my bag along with a few leftovers that I just grab and I do a square here and there. I've been going to a lot of doctor's appointments because I've been having some health issues. Nothing serious, but I'll get into that later. So this is a perfect project that I usually have this and the sock for Caritas, so I can just pick either depending on what I feel like doing. I've also been working on Kaldbakur, the shawl that my friend Taka designed. This one. and I'm doing it out of Team de la Mole from Camaros. It's a Danish yarn company at least. I'm almost done with, I'm working on my last repeat of the first color. I have, the camera is blowing it out a little bit, you can see it better here. I started with the white and then I did this gray and then white and gray, and I'm working on my last white repeat. These two, and then I move on to a slightly darker gray, and then there's another dark gray, and then I have these two pinkish red colors. This one is actually kind of antique pink, but the camera is not picking up the color correctly. So yeah, this is kind of the color setup. And I'm really enjoying this. The rows are getting long, but I don't mind that. It's perfect for like TV knitting. And this is also a new thing that I got. I got 2 of these, and it's just perfect for storing your works in progress and making sure that the stitches don't fall off and that your needles don't poke anyone. So yeah, that's what I've been working on as well. And this one is living in my pink hazel bag that I got in Edinburgh. I want all of her bags. I'm dying for an what does she call it? Eddie bag? Edinburgh bag? The one that she made for Edinburgh Yarn Festival. They're bigger, and I think they're so pretty. But I haven't managed to catch any of her updates yet. But one day it will be mine. I know it. Okay. Also, there are a lot of babies being born around me in the next couple of months, or like throughout the year. One of my best friends is pregnant, my cousin is pregnant, my sister is pregnant, and then of course the new baby that was born last week. So I'm doing a lot of baby knitting in between test knitting and other projects that I have to get done for Stephen. Yeah, one thing, I got asked a few times why I do so many Stephen West projects. I'm one of his test knitters, and I kind of coordinate some of his test knits and like keep everybody on track and gather all the information from the test knitters. So yeah, that's why I do a lot of Stephen West projects. But even before I started like working with him, I've always loved his patterns, and then we just became friends, and yeah, it just, yeah, I'm a fan, and I also do like work for him. Is it work? Well, it's work that I really, really thoroughly enjoy and I want to do more of. So anyway, baby knits. I started a blanket for one of the babies. I'm not gonna say which baby because well, because I don't want to. Nobody if the person that's receiving this for her baby is watching, I don't want her to know, but I'm doing a few blankets, and I'm doing a lot of other things. So one of the blankets that I started and I'm working on is a blended Prios baby blanket by Lavanya. I don't know how to say your last name, I'm really sorry, but this is how far I've gotten. Two yarns that I've used already are both from Vivid Wool. My friend have these here in Iceland. The first color that I used is a really pretty grey, and now I'm fading this one in, or I've done the fading. Now I'm just knitting with this one, which is like grey and orange speckle, kind of. Not a lot of speckles, it's just like a variegated kind of dye. And then I'm moving on to this orange. Matches my shirt perfectly. This one is gonna be the next one. So it's gonna go like this, 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 and then this, and then I have these as well. It's probably gonna go like this, this. Yeah. I decided not to go with like a typical baby colored pastel kind of color palette for this. I just didn't find anything that I really liked, and if I don't like the colors that I'm using, I'm not gonna work on the project. So, and I think these are beautiful. They're a bit more moody, kind of darker, earthier tones, but I think, I don't know, I don't think all babies need to have bright pastel-y kind of colors. I think it's really nice to have earthy tones for babies as well, and it's totally gender neutral as well. So that's kind of what I like, and I'm pretty sure that the mother of the baby is gonna like this as well. So yeah, that's another thing that I've been working on. I've been doing a lot of knitting. And then I've been working on another test for Steven. I showed this on my last episode. I've done a little bit more on it, but I had to set it aside for my latest test knit that I finished last night, and I can't really show it properly. I can't show you like how the colors are working, so I'm gonna do that. The last time I worked on this, or the last time I showed this, I put a marker here. Look at this cute little sheep. I put a marker here, and this is how far I've gotten since, and I love these colors. I'm gonna use this so much. It's definitely gonna be my go-to sweater. So yeah, this is how it's looking. Totally my colors. Steven did a great job picking the colors out for me. Perfecto. Okay, putting this aside. My last project that I've been working on the most is Sunset Highway Mini for my daughter Caritas. And I finished the body. I'm working on the first sleeve. I might, so this is what it looks like. I might rip out the ribbing that I did on the bottom and make it a little bit longer. I think it's a little bit short. I followed the pattern and then I bound off. I shouldn't have, but I did. And then I made her try it on, and I know it's gonna grow because it's superwash, but I want this sweater to last her a little bit longer. It fits really well, like the width, but I think I should add like 5 centimeters or something to the length of it. I'm gonna finish the sleeves and then I'm gonna make her try it on again, and I might rip it out and add a little bit of length to it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I love this sweater. It's a little bit wrinkly because I haven't washed it or blocked it, but yeah, these colors look so good on her. She did a fantastic job picking out the colors herself. I'm gonna go over the colors really quickly. This turquoise blue color is from Luittaren Luora. I can never say this properly. It's a Finnish yarn dyer. Beautiful yarns. Luittaren Luola. Yeah, that's right. Luittaren Luola. I hope I'm saying this correctly. Yeah, here's the label. The color is called Waltzmen. It looks like Waltzmeri? Yeah. Anyway, that's the turquoise one. And then I'm also using Fool's Gold from Hedgehog Fibers. Definitely one of my favorite colorways because I love yellow, and this is yellow and speckly. So, and then the third pattern color is, oh, there's a needle, from Barnyard Knits, and it's called Mallard. It's 100% superwash merino, single ply. I like this color as well. They all play so well together. Like I said, my daughter did a fantastic job. She picked out the colors. I had no say in it. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. And then my main color is this neutral brownish color that I got. My friend had this from Vivid Wool. She dyed this especially for me for this project. And I wanted to talk about one thing. I have been alternating my skeins because when you're working with hand-dyed yarn, you never know if you're gonna get any pooling, and I hate pooling. I hate having like splashes of pooling. I don't think it looks good, so I try to alternate my skeins, especially when it's not a really speckly yarn, just a hand-dyed single color. You definitely need to alternate your skeins, and I recommend that you do it. However, I've always had a lot of problem with if you change between your skeins at the same place every single time, you get this kind of like a seam, and I hate that. I absolutely hate it. I'm just like, oh, it annoys me to no end. It kind of looks like this. You can see it here, and it's gonna, it's gonna be not as noticeable when I wash and block it, but it still annoys the crap out of me. So I went looking online for other ways to alternate your skeins, and I wrote this down because I'm really bad at remembering everything. I found this trick on Grace O'Neill's podcast. I'll put a link below, and it's like on minute 23 where she gets into this trick, but I'm gonna try to explain it a little bit. Like I said, it's not my trick, and I don't know where she learned it from. I think she talked about learning this trick at Edinburgh Yarn Festival this year. So what I do is, like I said, I started the body with alternating my skeins at the same place, and I got this really annoying uneven seam thing. But look at the bottom. I mean, you can see where the seam thing ends. It's kind of here. And then, look, there's no, you can't really tell where I switched. Because this technique, it's perfect. You can't see where you are alternating your skeins. So what you do is, I'm gonna grab the camera here and show it to you. I'm gonna set this thing up here. Okay, so sorry about all the moving. Where's my cat? Do you see her? There she is, sleeping on my bed. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you, this trick. Okay, look at this. This is my sleeve. And here I am working with one of my skeins. This is my working yarn. And then I knit, 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 and I knit all the way to my other working yarn on the other skein. I knit until 3 stitches. Oh my god, this is not working well. Okay, sorry. I knit until 3 stitches before my working yarn, and then you slip your 3 stitches onto your right needle, which would be this needle, and then you just let go of your working yarn and you pick up the other thread from the other skein, and you just keep going, and then you knit all the way around up until 3 stitches before your other skein, and then you move your stitches onto the needle, onto your right needle, and you drop the working yarn and you pick up the other band that you're working with, and that's it. It's like magic. Okay, sorry about all the shaking, but yeah, I found a trick and I decided to try it out, and it's perfect. You don't get any noticeable line or anything when you're doing this, and that's what I like. So yeah, that's the technique that I've been using, and it's working perfectly. I'm absolutely in love with this technique. I wish I had found it sooner, but from now on I'm definitely gonna use this technique on everything where I have to alternate my skeins. It's the best. Okay, that's it for whips. I have a lot going on, and I'm waiting for more projects from Steven, but that's fine. I like being busy, and I like having a lot of projects on my needles because yeah, because that's how I roll, and that's what I like. Okay, I'm gonna go on to what I wanna do next. I had a really rough week. It was bad. Well, not all of it, but it was just generally kind of messy. And the weather was really bad. We still don't really have summer, and I needed some retail therapy, as you do. So I've been obsessed with this sweater pattern by Caitlin Hunter. I don't remember the name of it from the top of my head. I will put it down below. I had been kind of browsing and looking into what yarn I wanted to use for it, and I went to a store here in Reykjavik called Storkurinn. It's one of the local yarn stores. It's actually just next street from my office. Just like takes me like 5 minutes to walk there. And I've been having some back problems. Nothing serious, like I said, just annoying. But I have to like, I can't sit for a really long time, without standing up and moving around for a bit. And I had a really, really rough day. I couldn't sit for a really long time, and I couldn't stand still for a really long time. So I had been like standing up and taking short walks and coming back to the office and stuff. So on one of these walks, I went to Storkurinn and I picked out yarn for this sweater that I want to make. I'm not really sure when I'm gonna do it, but like the weather has been so bad, and it just feels like autumn basically. We don't have, I mean, the temperature is around 10 degrees Celsius and has been for the entire summer. So it's sweater weather, definitely, and I just want to knit on like winter themed stuff. I had like big plans of making a lot of the projects from the latest pom-pom, but now I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to wear them. We're never gonna have sun again, and it's gonna be cold all the time. Winter is coming. Seriously, it's it's bad. So a sweater is what I need. So this is La Mana Como tweed. It's merino, 25 grams, 120 meters. So it's a DK weight, and I picked this light gray tweedy color as my main color, and then I picked these two as my pattern colors, yellow, and this is like a brownish plum. It's really hard to describe this color, and the camera is not picking it up correctly. So I'm gonna have these three in my sweater, and I'm super excited about it. This is the label for the yarn. La Mana Como. Colorway, this colorway is 6, the yellow is 8, and the tweed is 57T. So that's gonna be jumping on my needles soon, maybe even today, because I need to reward myself for finishing this top secret project that I finished last night, or this, yeah, like late. I think it was like 2 a.m. when I cast it off. I was so close that I had to finish. I was just like, oh, I need to get it done. So yeah, that's gonna be something that I'm gonna start pretty soon. I'm gonna do a swatch probably today and see what happens, if I'm 100% happy with everything, with my color choices and stuff. And if I get gauge, I'm pretty sure I will. I usually do that. And then I also wanna start tomorrow. Isolde Teague is starting her 3rd mystery knit along. I participated in her previous 2, the Follow Your Arrow 1 and 2. and I absolutely loved them. They were both such enjoyable knits, and I've probably talked about this before. I'm a huge Yolda Teague fan. Not only is she one of the most talented designers out there, I just also, it's not like I know her personally, but I think she's just an amazing human being. I listened to the interview that her and her girlfriend did. Her girlfriend interviewed her about coming out and stuff, and I was just crying. It was so honest and beautiful, and yeah, it brought me to tears. And I'm a huge Isolde fan, and I always will be. I think she's a wonderful human being, and I hope I'm right. Like I said, I don't know her, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. She seems just so genuine and nice. So I want to participate in her mystery knit along, like I did with the previous two. They were a lot of fun, and I learned a lot of new tricks, and I loved both of the shawls that came out of it. And the second one, I think it's called Gloaming Tide Mystery Knit Along. You can find the info on Ravelry, and I will also put a link below. So she recommends, for this Mystery Knit Along, she recommends a 3-color fade. And what I have been thinking about using, I have 2 sets here that I actually have 3, but I'm not going to use one of them. I've decided. But the first set that I picked out, and that's really speaking to me, is this. They're La Bien-Aimée. I got them at Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and I'm in love with them, and I've been working a little bit with Amy's yarns from La Bien-Aimée, and I love the yarns and I love the colors, and I think this would be really pretty, and it's definitely my colors, as you can probably tell by now. I really love yellow and grey and grello and kind of earthy, moody kind of tones, even if I use pops as well. Yeah, those are just my colors. Those are the ones that I wear the most. So even if I go for like crazy Stephen Must patterns, I kind of make them my own with my color choices. So this one here is the best yellow color ever, Yellow Brick Road. This one is Grello, which is perfect, and this gorgeous is Santoki, and this is all in the merino single space. And Isolde actually recommends using Labian merino singles for this project, so I'm kind of leaning towards this setup here. I know that they are not like a perfect fade, but I think they are gonna play so well together, and I think this will be something that I would use a lot. So this is option number 1. Option number 2 is this. Ooh, almost dropped it. These are all from Vivid Wool. My friend have these. And this is also something that is so me. But I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm having a really rough time deciding between these two. They kind of both speak to me. This color is called Sandloa, which is a type of bird that I don't know the English name for. This one, I want to take this one next because this one would be next in the fade. spita, which is a piece of wood or a stick. Spita. A piece of wood, yeah. A stick can be so many different things. And this one here is called glóbristingur, which is also a type of bird that I don't know the name of in English. Yeah, I have a lot of new stash. I'm not gonna show it because I've put it all away. I don't want to pull it back out. I might do separate videos for my new yarns that I get, like collect a few and do like a new new stash kind of episodes once a month or something. I don't know. You can definitely tell me which you prefer. I mean, I know some people don't really like seeing what other people are getting or adding to their stash, and then I know a lot of other people that really like seeing what other people are getting in their stash. So it's kind of I don't know what people like. Now I'm gonna move on to one more thing. Question of the week. I had to change to recording on my computer because the memory card on the camera was full. So, I have a question of the week for you. And question of the week is, if you didn't have knitting as your hobby, or just like fiber arts in general, it doesn't matter if you do crochet or embroidery or knitting or weaving or spinning, what do you think you would do? Because I've been thinking about this a lot. Knitting is such a big part of my daily life. I knit every day. I mean, I have a full-time job and a family and blah, 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 but I do knit a little bit every single day. Before I started knitting, I did a lot of embroidery and cross-stitch. But knitting absolutely took over my life, and I'm way more obsessed with knitting than I was with cross-stitch. And I was thinking, if this if this was taken away from me for some reason, or just like didn't exist, what would I be doing with my time? Because what I love about knitting is that I'm never bored. Never, ever bored. If I'm bored with the project that I'm doing, I just rip it out and do something else that brings me joy. But I don't know what I would be doing with, like, what other hobby I would have. I've always wanted to learn, like, more languages. Maybe that would be something. I'm not sure. What would you be doing if you didn't have knitting or, like, fiber arts in your daily life? I'm quickly gonna move on to just life stuff. So if you're not interested, just thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. But I mentioned that I had been having some health issues. Like I said, it's nothing serious, but it's mostly just annoying and something that I need to get taken care of. I have gotten 5, I think, really nasty and bad colds since September last year. And I went to see like a special doctor that, I don't know the English term, but he's like specializes in ears and noses and throats and just like general stuff like that. And he took a photo of my sinuses and everything, and it turns out that like the left side of everything here in my nose, this side, it's all way, way, way too small. So when I get just the tiny cold, it usually turns into some kind of an infection because the body doesn't manage to like clear it out on its own. So I have to have a small operation to fix this, like a nose job. It is like a nose job, but my nose is not gonna change, thankfully, because I actually quite like my nose. But I have to have a small operation to fix this problem in the beginning of July. So if I don't record for a few weeks in July, that's why. Because they have to break up my nose and fix shit in it. Pardon my language, but yeah. So I will probably have like black eyes and stuff after the operation. I don't know if I'm gonna record with black eyes. So yeah, maybe I will. Who knows? I don't really care if I have black eyes or not. If I have a lot to say, then I might record. But yeah, if I show up with black eyes on my podcast, you know why. I wasn't in a fight. I just had this nose operation thing. And the other thing that has been bugging me is my back. I've had back issues for a long time. They got really, really serious when I was pregnant with Caritas, who is now turning 13, and I've never gotten better. So now I'm in physical therapy, and I'm gonna start going to like a Pilates instructor, because that kind of exercise is really, really helpful for your back and like your core strength, which is something that I need to work on. I'm not out of shape or anything, but I definitely need to work on the strength and get my back fixed, because this is awful. I don't like being in pain almost every day. So I'm gonna be working on that a lot to, be healthy and feel better again, because this is just no fun. I don't like being in discomfort every single day. So yeah, I think that's it. We got, like I said in the beginning, we got a new kitten. His name is Baldur. Our older cat, Emma, is slowly getting used to him. They're getting better and better every single day. He's been here for, 2 weeks now? She still hisses at him a little bit if he gets too close or is just like too hyperactive around her. She's like, leave me alone. But I think it's gonna be okay. It took a while for her to actually allow him to get close, but we just took it slow. We kept him in like a separate room with food and water and like a litter box and everything and a lot of toys for the first few days, and yeah, it's all getting better. My husband has been out of town this weekend, so me and Caritas have just been enjoying each other's company. She had a friend for a sleepover on Friday, and 2 of my cousins came over and we watched some horror movies, because I love horror movies. My husband doesn't. So I usually watch horror movies with my cousins. So they came over, we had some candy and snacks and stuff and watched 2 movies. And Caritas had her friend and they watched a movie and hung out and stayed up way too late, giggling into the night. And yesterday I had knit group, of course. And then we went out to dinner, me and Caritas, and we went to the movies and saw Midnight Sun, and she cried her eyes out and I got really teary-eyed as well. Yeah, so we've had a really good weekend, and my husband is like on a fishing, hiking trip with some group of people from the ministry that he works for. So yeah, that's basically it. It took me a while to record this podcast. I was just not inspired to sit down in front of a camera and talk. That happens sometimes. When I started this, I thought that I would do this every week, but I don't want it to be a chore either. So I think I'm just gonna do it like every 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see what happens. Weekly if I feel like it, but if I don't, then I just don't. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna put all this stuff away that I showed you, and maybe swatch for a new sweater, catch up on some emails that I need to take care of, and yeah, I'll see you next time, whenever that will be. Hopefully no longer than 2 weeks. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.